All right, today we're taking a first look at some fairly new pickleball paddles from a company you might know better from the tennis world, Babolat. They've been making somewhat of a splash for themselves in the pickleball scene recently, especially with their only sponsored player, Chris Hayworth, who's been killing it on the Pro Tour, both the APP and the PPA, beating some of the best players and racking up titles. Chris is putting Babolat on his back and the map by his performance alone, and I had to give him a shout out since he's a fellow Oklahomie. Let's get into it. Babolat has introduced 3 paddles: the STRKR, the WZRD, and the BALLR. All of them are edgeless paddles and comes with top edge tape pre-installed to help protect against scrapes and scratches, which is a nice touch because when it comes to edgeless paddles, I always scrape them or bang them up already up against whether that's the fence, the ground, the net, my opponent, my friend, my partners, what have you. Each one of these paddles has its own unique feel and playstyle, so let's break it down. First up, we have the STRKR. If you're familiar with the Selkirk Power Air, you'll find the STRKR to play quite similarly, though I personally think it's a bit of an upgrade. The power and control you get with this paddle is impressive, making it a solid choice for aggressive players. The 13mm thick core gives it a pretty firm 2x4 board-like feel, but I think the response of the paddle is a tad more muted and satisfying than the Selkirk Power Air. It also has what feels like a longer and more comfortable handle and a better sweet spot than the Power Air in my opinion. This paddle, while not my favorite of the 3, would probably be the one I would take to a tournament with the goal of winning, as it has the pop and power I need to perform, at least at my best. Next is the WZRD, which is a 20mm thick core paddle and reminds me a lot of the Selkirk Luxe Control. It kind of has this interesting shield-like shape, and I think plays closer to the epic shape you find with the Selkirk variant. However, I find that it plays a bit faster in the hand, maybe closer to the hybrid shapes you find in, say, the double black diamond. This interesting flared out shield shape reminds me of the popular hybrid shapes you find out there. However, the length of the paddle actually comes in at 15.8 inches, so it's actually not quite like some of the hybrid shapes out there, because I believe those are closer to, let's say, 16 or 16.2 inches in length, but that's how I just kind of see the paddle. The WZRD offers excellent control, perfect for those precision shots that require a delicate touch. It's a fantastic option if you prioritize finesse in your game, and of the 3, it's my favorite of the 3 and probably the most fun to use in my opinion. It's fast in the hands, gets great spin, and is a reset machine. Definitely the softest playing or feeling of the 3. Lastly, we have the BALLR. I have to be quite honest with you, this one didn't really hit the mark for me. There's something about it that just doesn't feel right, and I think it might be the trajectory of the ball coming off the paddle face a little high, at least that's what I feel, or maybe the circular shape diminishes the sweet spot on this elongated paddle. It just didn't gel with my play style, but that's not to say it couldn't work for you. It comes in at 16mm and sits between the WZRD and the STRKR in terms of just power and touch, I would say. So there you have it, a quick first look at Babolat's foray into the pickleball paddle market. The STRKR and the WZRD both offer some great playability and might be worth checking out if you're looking for something new or something similar or the same as Selkirk's Power Air and Luxe Control. The BALLR, on the other hand, might be more of a personal preference thing. I also actually really like the graphics and the looks of these paddles, but it might be a bit much for some of you out there. I don't know if these graphics would necessarily age well in a year or so, but they definitely stand out when you are on the court with them. All right, that's it for this video. Till next time, play better. Peace.